Okie dokie, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. I'm John Tabacco, coming to you live from the Corona Bunker Studios in Staten Island, New York. And you know what? Since the day we started this show, Frank Morano and I said, we're not going to just go out and get every author who's out with a book and all these, second-rate people. Let's get real people. Let's get real people in business, real people who've run for office, real people who've raised money in the philanthropy, real people in the arts. And I, picked up this saying, the people that know where the rubber meets the road, like they're in there. Most of the people you see on television, on CNBC and MSNBC, they get paid to go on television. They don't really have practical knowledge. Maybe they had it years ago, they're an academic, but they're talking heads because they get paid to talk on TV. I like the people that do things and talk about what they do and how they got there. Like this guy, my good friend joins me right now, Chris Carter. He's a cybersecurity expert, CEO of Approyo. And Chris, way before the COVID quarantine, you were on the show and you were warning Americans that the U.S. government had banned military personnel and private sector personnel from having TikTok on their phone, and you thought it was a spying tool. 6 months later, it turns out you knew exactly where the rubber met the road because Trump is trying to force the sale of the thing right now. What can you update us on there?
Yeah, JT, it's exploded. Look what's going on now. Our president has actually given them a deadline, September 15th. You are either out of the country or you will be sold to an American entity that will run you as an American entity under American rules and responsibilities. And it's really came to that head. Too many times they've been stealing data. The Communist Party actually put into place that they could take data of any technology company in China and they have full access to it. And unfortunately, ByteDance has that. They are a Chinese run and owned company, and all of your data is 100% theirs if they so wanted it.
I've tried to talk about this topic with people that don't, fully understand, organizational structure of companies and stuff like that. What a lot of people in our country who are smart, they don't realize that Chinese companies are owned by the government. Anything that's big and successful that the government lets out of their country means they run it. They're all nationalized, these companies, right?
Correct. They are nationalized. And because of that fact, any data goes to the Communist Party and goes to the communist government itself. So you as an entity there, you're screwed. You've got to do what they say or you will be, who knows where they're going to send you for jail, but you're done with.
So, Chris, I had a former CIA cyber guy on, and he was talking about this TikTok issue. No, you were the canary in the coal mine. You were the first guy that I ever saw talking about the threat on this thing. But we've followed up as stories popped up here and there. And I asked the guy about this. Hey, how dangerous could it be? And he said, well, if the way Chinese technology is so advanced that if they get in your kid's phone and then your kid's phone is in the house and you have computers in the house, they may be able to get into your Wi-Fi and get on your computers. They may be able to disable your alarm system. They may be able to shut the power down if you have a Siri that's connected to your thermostats. So one phone could actually hand over control of your whole household to China, right?
Everything you own, including all your bank accounts, because all of your bank account apps are on there. I know I have my bank accounts and my stock accounts are on my phone. All of that can be taken over by the Chinese Communist government because of that one application, TikTok, that you allow your children to use. Right.
So, I have a background in financial technology and blockchain technology and crypto and stuff. But a lot of people don't know. You hear the term Internet of Things, right?
IoT, yeah.
The IoT is what that phone unlocks. And, they have smart refrigerators now. They have smart scales now. Everything's smart. And once they get in that phone and get some hack into your passwords, they literally could control your life. They can almost shut your car down.
Well, actually, they can shut your car down.
Yeah.
There was an episode of the news magazine 2020 that actually had a hacker who shut down a Jeep Cherokee Sport and literally took control while the reporter was driving the car. Absolutely can happen, and it's because of that app. So I'm not going to say my 12, 13-year-old kids are the smartest, but when I tell them not to put that app on there, it's for a reason.
No doubt. All right, so I want to toast you now because my team did some yeoman's work right there while we were chatting. And I want to show our audience, I want to give you a little credit here. And when people are wrong, I do it too. But when they're right, we got to give credit. Here's Chris 6 months ago, right here on Liquid Lunch, talking about the dangers of TikTok.
TikTok is a Chinese-based organization, and one of the things that you've got with TikTok is it is now 3 different companies that is basically headquartered in China, developed by China, and they're using that information. What you saw actually just last week alone, they had their servers where they were sending data from the United States back into China, which is against the rules and regulations of the Data Security Act. It's also one of the rules that was put into place when they did that several years ago as well. And the United States said, you must not have any of the United States data hosted on Chinese servers. Unfortunately, they are still doing it and still pulling off that scam today.
Wow. Here's to you, my friend. Thank you. You make us look good by doing stuff like this. Thank you,
brother. I'm just trying to keep us Americans safe. We need this. We need people to like you and us to make sure that it happens.
Thank you so much. I know you're always there for us. I know you subscribe to the page and you follow us. That clip I just showed, folks, was from December of 2019 when Chris Carter was with us. A little tighter haircut back then, I noticed. I
got the Corona hair going on.
Yeah, I know the feeling. But no, you were right on point then. I remember we were talking about this, and when you left, that was like maybe the second time I had you on, and I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. It doesn't sound like TikTok. It seems like a benign thing, but that's how clever they are, right?
Yeah. Oh, very much so. They are a very clever group of technologists. And what makes it more interesting is they just bought a data center in Ireland to deal with the European data laws. Now with Microsoft looking at possibly acquiring them, if Microsoft can really acquire them and dig through their code and get rid of all the spyware, that could be really good for Microsoft and the next generation that they're looking to sell to. But if they can't, still have some heartache, at least up front. With TikTok as a United States entity for Microsoft, could be a very interesting next 6, 12, 18 months with TikTok, Microsoft, and whoever possibly acquires them.
Well, you know what scares me when I hear Microsoft, and you know, this is like there's a lot of legs to this. There's a lot of tentacles to this hydra, right? Bill Gates has, no experience in the social media app space, right? He was, he built a operating system that he basically stole from someone else. But, at the end of all days, that's not their business line, right? At the same time, Bill Gates is out there, the predominant expert on vaccines, another thing that I don't know where he gets his expertise from, right? And then if you go a little deeper, Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation is one of the biggest funders to the WHO. And the WHO is pretty much run lock, stock, and barrel by China. So I feel like the connection actually gets back there. I know for a fact Ireland has Microsoft has subsidiaries in Ireland. And I know you're telling me China has subsidiaries in Ireland. So who's to say that Gates is not going to be over there talking to his friends in China and say, all right, guys, come on over here. I got this thing. Here's your money back. Let me keep a couple billion that I could give away to the AW. I see a conspiracy. Why isn't it put for bid? Hey, we're taking this thing back. It's out for bid. Why does Microsoft just get it?
Yeah. Maybe Google will try and attack it. Maybe Facebook will attack it, even though they've got their Instagram Reels now. But, you're right. There are so many different flows with the way this activity is going on from a security, from a nationalization standpoint. You just don't know where this is going to go, JT. You just don't know.
All right, man. Well, we got to leave it there. I thank you so much. Let's me and you catch up on email, and we'll have a chat this week and see how we can help each other. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a Macallan Amber Scotch, 18 years.
Yeah, yesterday I took out this whole Macallan 15. So I'm
Good
relegated to Panzoni vodka martinis. But thanks for all your help. Thanks for always being there for us, brother. And we'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Thank you, sir.